the aspiration has been neutralized. A lot of people have lost hope. So like you have the Amazonians who were part of Nigeria until they say, we are tired to become part of Nigeria, we want to go to Cameroon. They left and become part of Cameroon. And now they got to Cameroon, they are tired to be part of Cameroon, they want to stand alone again to become Amazonia. There's something as Nigerians stood together and said, together we will do this, irrespective of where the resources is coming from, in the east, in the south, in the western part of Nigeria, we will all put it together and operate and move as one nation. But the challenge is the greedy people came in. I would have loved the tenureship of Murtala Mohammed in 75s and all that, who stood out as a president. He was even going to shops when he reduced the price of cement in Nigeria. He personally took that initiative of walking into shops as nobody to go ask them, how much is your cement? A lot of people were arrested because they didn't know that was the president. He disguised. What a good president. If we had continued, then the aspiration of being Nigerians would have been higher, unquote.
Thank you very much for that, His Highness. Now, of course, I'm not going to dig deeper into the traditional phase of our leadership because, of course, that is where we would have go more today because looking at your position as a traditional ruler, as a king, that would have been an argument, but that is an argument for another day. Now we're looking at the life of a republic, Nigeria. Now, let's take one thing from our life as a people before they become Nigeria, as Africans, as individual people, in this case, the Edo, the Yoruba, the Hausa, the Igbo, all these are very vibrant people of their own. Of course, now when we talk of Pan-Africanism, looking at our countries, looking at our individual countries, sometimes people think maybe we need to dissolve the country that we have today because these are countries, of course, that were formed without consulting us, which, okay, somebody can look upon it as if it were a violation of our right. Here it is a violation of our right. But all those are gone now. This is what it is today. Nigeria is what we have, is the only country that we have today. Looking at it from the point of view of a people who have fought war, who have conquered, who have built economy, who have built civilization, moving down from Egypt to Nubia to Benin to Southern Africa to Western Africa. Do you think it is possible that Nigeria can function as a country? What are the evidence?
Well, that's very heavy, but I'll tell you, Nigeria is a very lovely nation. Very, very lovely nation. We might be pulling together and forcing to be together as the present situation is. I'm looking at it as we are forcing ourselves to be together. And why did I say so? When you go out and listen to several comments of people, they are tired. Without mentioning where they come from, they are tired. Because you see a lot of our youths who are outside, a lot of graduates who studied so many beautiful courses, they ended up in pushing barrows in Nigeria before they left the country. They ended up in the roadside hawkers and all that, and got frustrated because we are densely populated. They left the country. You think they are happy? They are not. Nigeria should have operated like the time of Gaddafi in Libya. Why Gaddafi was paying his own people, taking care of them, their social life, those who get married, money that being given to them, those who start business, what they can use to start off, and after graduation, what they give to them. That is how Nigeria should have been operating, because we are rich. We are rich. We have all what it takes. But unfortunately, those that all what it takes has been cornered. It has been cornered to private pockets and greedy pockets, selfish people who come to the authority to do what? To steal and not to put their people together. Shame. What is shame? A very big shame. The Oduduwas want to go. When you see people agitating to go in what is happening present, they are no longer contented with what is going on. So the best you do is to sit down with those who say they want to go and dialogue it and see what best, I repeat, and see what best solves that situation and do it as a leader. That's it. That's how it should be.
That's how it should be. A leader should find a solution to the problem of the people. Otherwise, you are not qualified to be a leader. That is why we say often that the leadership of Nigeria have failed the people repeatedly. All right. Now, like you have pointed out, there are this agitation from left and right in all corners of the countries. If we were to look at it, somehow we really need to confront the situation that we have, that it is possible that some of this agitation, even though they might actually have legitimate reason to exist, they can actually become distraction, very easily used as distraction. Because if this individual or sectionist idea succeed, it means Nigeria fail. Whereas if we were to pull this effort together to build one country, then we will succeed. Nothing can stop us. But it is not possible to succeed both as secessionist and as nationalist. It is not possible. You cannot succeed in both ways. We have to choose one.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
to get to that, I will ask you the question like this. On October 1st, 1960, was there evidence that this country that we have today was heading the direction that we are today? I mean, were there evidence that there is nothing to hold us together, that we are not going to fail? Were there evidence like that?
There was no evidence of such. There was no evidence that we are going to fail. But from our colonial masters, who probably gave us the independence, you never can tell what is at the back of their mind. Because I must say this, the gimmicks of the Western world were not thrown open to us as Africans. And why did I say that? There are several things that the Western world has done in Africa due to they feel that they are the best to set a pace for us that is now working negatively on us. I will explain that. As you say, was there evidence? There might not, or there wouldn't have been a physical evidence at that very time. But there was an ulterior motive that they stood with confidently in their heart as the colonial masters or the ex-colonial masters, waiting for this day to come. As you can see, there are so many things happening today that have led to depopulation of several African nations. There was no evidence in the past. It was not planned, but was pre-planned and probably would have been in the pipeline to achieve the purpose of today. So I am not totally exonerating the Western world from what Nigeria is passing through today. And I'm saying it, yeah, a lot of people might not agree with me and some might see what I'm saying. I am saying the problem of Nigeria is remoted. It is remoted because a lot has been going on. But what I'm telling my people is that, yes, I might say this stuff or this road does not belong to you, and you took it, and because you took it, I will hold bound to it, or I will use a gun to take it back from you. No, there is always a prescribed order. The prescribed order flows and achieves the purpose if well positioned.